Yeah.
Hey, hello. It's Thursday night. You can almost taste the weekend. I mean the days, not the singer cat. We got a great show ahead, but first we have to do this one. That was just uncalled for. All right, so Joe Biden once again bringing back the most despised COVID mandates in America, face diapering. They're extending the federal mask mandates on planes, trains, and other public transit for another 15 days. Add that to 14 days to flatten the curve. We're talking almost 30 days of inconvenience. So you'll have to wear them on your next flight, in between sips of water, vodka, tequila, or in my case, the tears of children. Without it, I'll shed this beautiful body like a snake. And if you don't don the mask, you'll likely be scolded by someone with an axe to grind. Now, of course, it depends on the crew you got. Some are really great, some aren't. Like the attendant who wakes you up from a harmless slumber because your diaper slipped a millimeter. Like it's an oxygen mask and they're saving your life. Meanwhile, they didn't even notice I had removed my boxers and filled them with crushed ice and peach schnapps. Yeah. Of course, this mask mandate is not backed by science. I can't find any research saying today is any more COVID-y than 15 days from now. If anybody could show me that, I'll send you some pictures of Tyrus that I took when he was sleeping.
Say what?
Nothing. But does the virus need to give 2 weeks notice before it quits? And besides, research shows that planes have the safest air around, thanks to HEPA filters and efficient circulation. This is why they can keep serving lentils for lunch. You didn't know that, did you? Anyway, I read somewhere that if you lived your whole life on a plane, you'd live longer with reduced risk for all types of death. True, you're definitely at less risk of getting shot unless your plane flew over Chicago. And yes, I made up that stat, but that's what the experts do. And even though this mandate is pointless, the media doesn't think it goes far enough. I mean, why only 15 days?
Why only 15 days?
Well, I think, Angie, because it's a moving target and we really want to see what the pattern is here in the United States.
Calls her Ange. Here's a pattern Fauci hasn't noticed. COVID is ending whether he likes it or not. He knows his 15 minutes are up, so he's trying to stay relevant 15 days at a time. And while everybody with a brain hates masks, the ladies of The View, who are exempt from the having a brain category, they're on board.
When it comes to things like flying,
I agree.
The mask mandate is supposed to be lifted April 18th. I don't want to get on a plane with super spreaders. I don't want to get on a plane with 214 other people that are going to be breathing on me with their COVID breath. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want the mask. I want the mask.
So you wear it.
You know, then wear 20 masks and stay home, you creep. That's advice I'd give to The View even if there wasn't a pandemic. No wonder Whoopi took off. The View's more dangerous than any jumbo jet. For one, it's louder and spews way more pollution. And if you think Sunny's annoying on TV, imagine sitting next to her on a long flight. Even Al-Qaeda would say, "Get me off this plane." She's an a-hole. She said she didn't want people breathing on her with their COVID breath. People breathing on her? What? Is she slow dancing with people in coach? Do you think that's really about COVID? It's too hateful, too angry, and it reveals their need for polarization. Us versus them. It's the thing among the entitled and the elite. When you run out of race angles, make it about disease. Make it about the COVID spreaders. Those people with their COVID breath, they're so gross, I bet they're poor. Those unwashed masses who fly coach and have to bring their own snacks on board, usually beef jerky. Meanwhile, the mask wearers serve the hors d'oeuvres as maskless big shots and first slobber them down. But it's all about blaming others, which gives Hostin a good hit of dopamine. Emphasis on dope and mean. Of course, our politicians exploit the average person's instinct to be decent. They know we're not going to make a fuss. So you just hunker down and take the punishment like a good sadomasochist bent over seat 18C waiting to be paddled while double masked, wearing both an N95 and a ball gag. What if they extend it again and then they never stop? At a certain point, flyers have to make a decision. You keep taking it or you share the risk and you speak up. They can't kick off 4 aisles at once. Well, they probably can, so I'm not advocating it. But at some point, the public must decide when the country's had enough. Sort of like how democracy was meant to work. Maybe the next 2 weeks, don't fly at all. Let them know. Wait, but Greg, I've got business in Albuquerque next week. Well, guess what? Now you've got an ear infection and you can't fly per orders of Dr. Gutfeld. Yeah, I bet you didn't know I went to med school. That's because I didn't. But if it doesn't stop Dr. Jill, Why should it stop me? Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's dropped more gloves than O.J. Simpson. Former NHL player and host of the podcast No Gruffs Given, Sean Avery. As a cab driver, he used to drive people in used cars. Now he dresses like he sells them. Fox Across America host Jimmy Fallon. Oh, God. She watched Titanic and rooted for the iceberg. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. And he's pinned more men than an acupuncturist. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Yeah. Sean, welcome back to the show. Where you been?
I've been in California.
How's it going over there?
There's a lot of Democrats.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
A lot of Dems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sun is out.
The sun is out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it tough?
It is tough.
It is tough. Yes.
Still happening.
It's still happening.
I have to go back.
No, don't go back. You can stay here.
I know.
We can bring a cot. You can sleep in the studio.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this extra 15 days of mask wearing?
Yeah, I mean, it's so I catch COVID every time I fly.
Really?
Yeah. So I've had it like probably 80 or 90 times in the last 2 years.
Yes.
I'm starting to build up immunity.
Yeah.
And it's going well.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you're on Team View.
I am, well, yeah, I don't know. The View is, can we talk about
Yes.
the View?
Yes.
Yeah, so I really, what I understand now is Sunny. That's her name, Sunny?
Yes.
Sunny hates the middle class.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
The middle class that watches her show.
Exactly.
Which I find ironic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she knows that or if anyone's ever pointed that out. And then the last thing I have on that, where did Whoopi go?
I don't know. This is the mystery. Where is Whoopi?
They claim she's making a movie.
Yes. So I've
Stop
used that
it.
excuse.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I've been honest.
Isn't it funny the woman who won an Oscar for Ghost has ghosted The View?
Yes,
She's like,
exactly.
I can't do this no more.
Yes.
I'm out of here.
She's done. But you're right. That whole thing I saw was just a reaction towards the huddled masses, the middle class. It was like, I can't be around them. I need separation. Much how I feel about Jimmy when you're wearing the jacket and shoe combo.
Stop it. These shoes are dope, by the way.
Yeah, they are for dopes.
We can't all rob. That was funny. We can't all rob a Cabbage Patch doll. By the way, where did you find one that wears Prada? Those are nice.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
an
you.
expensive Cabbage Patch doll. Holy
Size
hell.
-4. So what's your feeling? Are you going to fly?
I mean, I have flights booked. Like, for instance, I'm headlining the Tampa Improv Thursday night, May 5th. Sorry.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. It's going to be a banger. But the whole plane thing is so dumb. Every CEO says we don't need them.
Yeah.
CDC says we don't need them. It's on the site. The CDC site says cloth masks don't work.
Right.
Anybody in favor of wearing them, just wear them. You know what I mean? If you're on the plane, right? You and your wife are going to go join the Mile High Club in the restroom. You don't ask the guy staying behind in the row to put on a condom. You know what I mean? You don't need it. It's so stupid.
That's an interesting analogy.
It's there, but I liked it. But the Fauci point, and no, you're onto something with him. Like, he got addicted to being on TV. Mm-hmm. Because understand, he's been in this position since 1984.
Yeah,
Fauci
we call that Geraldo-itis.
He has, though. He's had this job since Van Halen recorded Jump.
Yes.
Okay, think about that. Van Halen has had 3 lead singers. We've had 1 Fauci.
Yes.
You know, I would take Sammy Hagar at this point.
Or that guy from
Extreme or whatever the hell he was.
Enough Zuff.
He was Enough's Enough. That
Yes.
was a mess. Another mess. But anyway, you know this. He got addicted to going on TV. He can't get on TV if the pandemic goes away. So they just want to keep the mask thing going. And that's the only reason. There's no science. It's all culture war garbage.
Do you know what, Tyrus? You know what would be a great solution for this? Is if the airlines, okay, they have to follow the rules, but couldn't they just dial back their zero tolerance? Like, you know, just like go, hey, we're put on your mask, and if it falls off, we're going to leave you alone. Why can't they do that?
I don't want to out any of the good people at Delta, but I've noticed less sticklerness.
Yes.
But I don't know, Greg. You know, I kind of agree with that boycott flying thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, how
gee
long would it
whiz.
take?
I'll just stay home until this figures it out. I mean,
Are you saying that that'll keep you from coming to do the show?
yeah, and I still get paid because I'm, you know.
You're trying to game the system.
You know what? I would be remiss as a brother if I did not talk about my good sister friend Sunny. I know she thinks the world revolves around her, but you're not wearing a mask on The View, surrounded by people. and you don't want to be on a plane surrounded by people. Hypocrite much? I mean, and you were yelling.
Yes.
So you were spewing your COVID breath
that's right.
on everybody.
High risk.
And you know what I love about The View is when someone is drowning, they never throw a lifeboat.
Yes.
Nobody ever says, oh, yeah, good point, move on.
It's true.
And that poor guy with the cue card for applause held that up aggressively. Like, the crowd's like, no, no. Then finally at the end, they're like, fine, we'll clap. But yeah, she was her own super spreader.
Right. That's true.
Of idiocy and vapors.
Yeah, that's true. You know, Kat, there is all these actions that in which we're are predicated on the assumption that we're just going to grin and bear it. I mean, is this a hill to die on when you're on a plane? Like, would you actually refuse? Would you do some kind of refusal and end up? No, you're not.
No, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to bitch about it.
Yes.
It is really sad.
Yes.
People are sick of it. There's been a few times where I've been picked up in an Uber or a Lyft and the driver's not wearing a mask. And I get so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I can take my mask off. And how sad is that I get to feel air on my face and I'm like, what a special treat.
Yeah, come out.
It's really depressing. It's really depressing, especially because, by the way, even with the masks, people are still breathing on you.
Right.
You can like take them off when you eat or you drink. And also, I've noticed, like, when I wear glasses and have my mask on, they get all fogged up.
Yes.
So I think air's going up there.
That's true. That's true.
It's a hygiene theater.
And
There's already enough security theater at the airport.
Now we have hygiene.
And now we have hygiene theater. And I'm sick of all of us having to sacrifice things so that people whose problem it isn't can look like they're doing something. Like Joe Biden's not flying commercial.
No, that's the point. The dramatic rise in airline prices coupled with getting whacked in your face with a sports bra. Politicians and rich celebrities don't have to they can afford to fly private.
FAA stats, there have been 704 mask-related fistfights this year. Okay, so putting the mask on is probably causing more health damage because no one's getting COVID on a plane, but 704 people have gotten punched into the throat.
Yes.
They've turned commercial airlines into a flying Waffle House at 3 in the morning. It's insanity.
Oh,
I haven't been lucky enough to have been on any of those.
That is something you would really
I was
enjoy.
on one once. One tipped off, and I just told the two little guys, hey, I got to get home.
I gotta get. You would have had to do the suitcase.
Yeah.
The suitcase maneuver.
I don't get to do that.
I still want you to do the suitcase on me.
Now I got to hit you first.
Oh, I don't want that.
The
to
limp
happen.
body that makes it easier to carry. You don't want to do it when it's squirming.
Yeah, I promise I won't squirm. All right, up next, liberals are wigging out over Elon wielding too much clout. That's coming up after this momentary silence.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.